Hey, you nerds, welcome to another week of the Nerditorium. I'm Jishnu, this is Tejas.
What's up?
Tell them things.
This week we're talking about the fine art of trailer making. And I think most nerds know, who are really, like the ones who are really invested in these big franchises which have been coming out in the last decade or so, know that the trailers are practically as important as the film when it, comes out. It's like when the first trailer drops, that's when you know.
Here's my beef. Is it actually as important? Because if it weren't for these trailers, would people never go see The Force Awakens? We'd be like, oh, that trailer was really lame. I'm not going to go see the new Batman vs. Superman.
Okay,
or
so
I'm not going to go see
I'm
the
glad
new
you brought up
Avengers
Batman
movie.
vs. Superman though.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the one that broke the camel's back, as they say, back home in the Middle East. But I'll tell you why, okay? So in Batman vs. Superman, everyone pretty much, including myself, we all complained that we saw too much of the film's plot within the trailer. You know what's actually reminding me a lot of that now? No movie since then has really irked me so much, except for Spider-Man Homecoming, which seems to have kind of done exactly the same thing, which is giving away too much of the plot. And I think that's our first, pet peeve with trailers today. So that's one of the problems. So what do you think about that?
So I agree completely. I think that, when a trailer gives away a big chunk of the story, it's kind of disappointing. But Marvel is one company that I have faith in because they've been good about this so far. Other than the Spidey trailer,
That's what I was just going to say. Spidey's Marvel. Yeah.
What?
Spidey is from the Marvel universe.
Yes.
So yeah, that's...
So what?
So, I mean...
I'm confused.
I think they dropped the ball on that one. I think
So this is why...
Is
this
it
is why,
Sony?
This is why I'm excited.
God damn you, Sony.
Well, no. See, this is why I'm still optimistic about it.
Okay.
Because they haven't screwed it up yet. They haven't had this
Yes.
problem prior to Spidey. So they've been like 13, 14 films in and they're still great.
Right.
My hope, why I'm still optimistic, is because they have given away enough of the story to make it seem like you've been told everything. And
You're
I'm
right.
hoping that there's going to be not only a great third act that flips everything, but I'm really hoping that a lot of this is going to be taken care of really quickly. We mentioned this on another episode about Guardians. That I was really thrilled that everything that you saw in the trailer was, the majority of what you saw in the trailer was taken care of literally in the very first 5 minutes of that opening piece. That opening set piece with the squid monster thingy, it's all in the trailer and it gets taken care of immediately. So I'm hoping that Spidey is doing a similar kind of a move.
I hope, now that I've brought it up, I mean, Sony's involvement with this film and just generally with Spider-Man. So Spider-Man was a small but very powerful part of Civil War, and that was fine. And they had done that, one-of-a-kind kind of deal with Sony to kind of have him back in the MCU.
Yeah.
But now I feel like since this is his solo outing, I'm just like, I'm getting scared. I was like, is Spidey going to be the one, first one,
This is my theory / fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that this kind of happens because whenever we talk about the MCU, the most exciting thing is that they built this giant
City
universe
on rock. Sorry, go ahead. This giant universe on what? Go for it.
I just don't care anymore.
But they
built this city on rock and roll, and it's beautiful, right? They've earned the right to play God with their storylines. The DC universe has been playing catch up, and they just jumped the gun and given us everything, which is why they're having a hard time. I think one of the big reasons they're having a hard time. So what I'm hoping for is that in Spidey, and pretty much with all Marvel films going down the line, even though it's called Spider-Man Homecoming, we know we have Iron Man in it. Who's to say that any of the other 10 plus characters
It's possible. I mean,
won't show up and then mix things up and say, okay, cool, now it's no longer just about you, because it's never going to be just about one guy
anymore.
Because everybody's interconnected, right? Everybody knows everybody's
like Falcon showing up in Ant-Man was a treat, and it was great. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm really optimistic that will happen again, because why wouldn't it? It's in New York City. It's not like he's in...
That's true.
It's like everything
true.
is in New York City. Everybody from the freaking MCU is in New York City except for Black Panther, for the most part. Or otherwise you're in another
Iron
galaxy.
Man was initially in Malibu.
Yeah, but now I'm sure he's just hanging out with Cap because he's got a thing for him. He's got a man crush.
Yeah.
But
I want to play devil's advocate to this thing also. It's just that here's the reason why I think, only nerds really care about trailers, right? And these are big mass they're going for masses when they make these films. That's how they make the bucks.
Yeah.
And for us, we're really nitpicky, and we're just how can you show that in the trailer? And that sucks. You can't do it. But generally, for the general audience, they're just like looking at a trailer and be like, wow, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to watch it. And it's going to be a harder and harder task for you to not reveal as much as MCU keeps kind of repeating the formula that they're very much known for. It's like, how does KFC keep making advertisements? Like, what goes on in the agency's mind when they're making a new KFC advertisement? What are they going like? How are you going to make chicken new again, guys? It's exactly that. That's my. Especially when they're using the original recipe. That's the first problem with trailers today.
I'm very impressed that you...
Yeah. Second problem with trailers today. Have you seen the 5-second little kind of sizzle that they have? Yeah. It's almost like they're trying to get into that, YouTube skip ad 5 seconds. Is that what it is? Or is it just like, here's everything we're going to show you. Now you watch it.
I don't know why it happens. Yeah. They go so far as to, if you follow Marvel Entertainment, if you follow their YouTube channel, they will give you recaps of, not recaps, but they'll give you like mini teaser trailers of each week's episode of all of their shows. They will do that within like 24 hours.
They're really good about it. Disney, I think it's a Disney thing also.
So here's the thing, it's cool because like they're constantly pushing stuff out, so there's always content for you to consume.
Right.
But I've had it happen to me a number of times where I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the episode comes out on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the show is on at like whatever, 10 p.m. or whatever over there. By midnight, they already have a sizzle reel of like, on this week's episode, you're going to see yada yada. I'm like, you're giving me 2 hours to see this? Like, what? If I don't see it first day, first show, I'm not going to...
Also, you're in India, Jishnu.
So, what?
So, first of all, you're illegally downloading these episodes. I'm not sure. I cannot deny or confirm this. But, first of all, so I think the time zone is definitely a thing. But, should I play devil's advocate again?
You want to, so go for it.
Have people's attention spans gone so, like, heartbreakingly low that you need 5 seconds of, like, everything packed into a trailers have teasers now. They're not teaser trailers, which are just, like, supposed to be 30-second kind of sizzles. But, like, the trailer itself will have, like, a 15-second Instagram saying, hey, this is what you're going to see in a trailer.
Did you see the Inhumans trailer? The Inhumans teaser?
I did. I mean,
there was nothing to see. It was the word Inhumans slowly scaling in while Ramsay from Game of Thrones says very Ramsay things about, my brother and I want to kill him, etc., etc.
Is he playing Ramsay in Inhumans?
He's playing
like a Ramsay
character. He's a guy who's jealous of his brother, the king, and he's like, I want your job. Sounds familiar. So he said some stuff that was pretty much textbook Game of Thrones Ramsay.
And the funniest thing...
There's nothing to see. So I was like...
I think the funniest thing is that in Inhumans, the principal character is like Black Bolt.
Yeah.
And you can't do a trailer where there's only voices because he didn't say anything. Jeez, you had one job in Inhumans, but they're going with IMAX for that. So
which is great. See, this is the unique problem that these guys have. I am one of the few people that really cares about the Inhumans and the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff.
I care about Inhumans.
But
I'm just going to put it out there.
I'm really excited, and I'm still pissed at how it's being advertised, because I'm like, you don't need to sell this to me. I will love this. But by virtue of the way in which they're selling it to me, I like it less. So if you just did it and let it be.
It's not for you, Jishnu. It's for the general people.
Nobody's watching it. The general people aren't watching it.
I'm sure they will. Dude, if they're going with an IMAX release for this movie, they're definitely going to, pimp it out that way.
Okay.
Third, final problem, if you want to get into it. Or you want to talk about it.
Get into it.
Third problem, and what I think is the final problem, is the changing of stuff in movies from the trailer. What did you say the trailer?
It's not in the actual movie.
Let me give you a perfectly good example. Now, I've not made it any secret that Guardians 1, while a lot of people liked it, including Jishnu, it was not my favorite movie. And for a bunch of reasons, one of the things that I really thought was like the way, say that first scene was cut between Jaimin Hanzo and Star-Lord, where he's just like, so, who are you? In the trailer, it was just like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Star-Lord. And he's like, who? And then it's like funny, and I was like, ha, that's a great joke, I love it. And in the movie, we saw it where he's just like, no, take it. He's like, wait, listen, my name is Peter Quill, just take it, I'm fine. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, wait, you might know me by another name. Star-Lord. And then, I was like, the moment is completely lost, especially since it was there in the first main trailer that, introduced the entire world essentially to Guardians. And then it was changed in the movie. So how, is that right? I mean, is that false advertising?
I agree, that is a dilemma, but those kind of little things you see all the time, I'm willing to forgive those because they're just throwaway jokes which don't have anything significant. But the big one like that I can think of that comes to mind, is in Rogue One. And everybody knows when you drop a Star Wars trailer, people are gonna like scrutinize the hell out of it. Like
that shit ain't a joke, man.
Pixel, every single pixel. You can't mess around with that stuff. And they showed a really awesome shot of Jin on the walkway to the terminal to control the satellite feed or whatever, the shield generator or whatever. And the thing with the buttons that made the thing go boom. There was a TIE fighter that just pops up out of nowhere. That looked really badass. That looked so cool. And it just doesn't happen. Now we know that they did reshoots. Yeah. And this is the great area.
Like what 40-50% of the movie entire movie is reshot. So to make it family friendly.
This is where it gets complicated. So I don't actually mind the idea of it having been reshot and a lot of it being redone from the ground up after it was like shown to a few people.
Yeah.
Because that happens all the time. Now because it's Star Wars and nerds, we are incredibly protective about Star Wars, so we're gonna really judge you on every single movie you make regarding that franchise.
Yeah.
But this happens to movies all the time. Now, I don't have a problem with reshoots happening, changing story and plot, but you can't show me something in Star Wars and then
retract it. That's like
it'll be one thing if it was like a joke, like a throwaway line, like Jin says something stupid and funny and like it's a fun joke, and that doesn't happen. But if you can't show me that, like your protagonist in that film, who clearly is the saving grace of this battle on Scarif.
Okay.
And then it doesn't happen.
Fine. Then I will end this episode with a great either or, which you get to choose, alright? Would you rather have a movie like Batman vs Superman, for example, where they've ruined it, right? By showing you a lot of the entire arc of like the whole first, second, third act. And shown it to you. And that's exactly what you get in the movie. Or they do shoots which are for the movie, which they don't include, but they don't, so you're surprised by the movie when it actually comes out, but they've kind of changed stuff which they had in the trailer. So...
Okay, I have a secret answer C.
Sophie's choice.
I have a secret answer C for you, right?
Okay.
I'm going to throw another
one.
Go
for it.
Curveball. So, a big problem with BVS, trailer gave away a whole lot of stuff.
One of the biggest BVS was the biggest problem about BVS. Sorry, I love it. I really want to love you guys. All right,
the other problem was that the way in which they handled it, not only did they like show you quick glimpses of everything and that you can then connect the dots yourself, but the trailer opens with that entire, almost the majority of the scene where the three of them, Bats, Superman, and Lex Luthor meet for the first time, and that stupid little joke, you shouldn't pick a fight with this guy, that whole nonsense.
And Shah Rukh Khan.
So that happened, we were like, wow, you gave away that whole scene, which would have been a really cool scene to see for the first time, right? Holy crap, they're meeting for the first time, this is an epic moment, and they give it away. What if they change the game of trailers? They don't just cut pieces of the movie together. They shoot the very first scene of the film that is like 2 minutes long, isolated thing, and especially for these big franchises where you know the major characters, you know the universe, you know what's happening. So let's say, for example, what would you think if you saw the new Han Solo trailer and it's just the first 2 minutes of the movie, and it doesn't have Han Solo in it, it doesn't have anybody we know, but you know it's in his universe, and you just meet new characters. Like, what if you met Rey and Finn for the first time?
I have the answer for you, Jishnu. I have the answer for you. It's already happened, what you speak of. In Alien Covenant, 2 prologues were released, which are not in the film. Boom.
Did you like that?
I just won the game here. I love everything about Alien, so yeah, I totally got into it. I won't reveal whom, but there's a character in Alien who's not prominently there in the movie, but is there a lot in that prologue. So literally, he was almost hired to do that prologue and not the movie.
So do you want to see more of that?
I would love, dude. If it is in the Alien universe,
as opposed to the traditional style of trailers.
I think traditional style of trailers won't go anywhere, but I would still like to see like different snippets or like B-rolls of stuff that we. Maybe, does that make sense?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I love the one takes, the one shots.
One shots.
The one shots that Marvel is doing. Those are fun.
I have a better idea, Jishnu.
Oh god.
Let's ask everyone who's watching, what do you guys prefer?
I finally agree with you.
Yes. if you have a different opinion of how you want to see trailers, let us know in the comments. Or you can write to us. Contact geekfruit@gmail.com. Go to our website geekfruit.in for everything else, science fiction, fantasy, and pop culture.
Thanks, you nerds.